the city of windmills, Coimbatore, we now take you to the bustling city of Chennai, also known as the capital of Tamil Nadu.
Chennai, shortened from Chennapatnam, was the city that grew around Fort St. George, remnants of the British Empire in 1640. The region has served as an important administrative, military and economic centre since the 1st century, renowned for its education centres like the Anna University. Chennai is also India's second largest exporter of software and information technology. Steeped in culture and history, it is an important centre of Carnatic music and attracts tourists for its beautiful temples and traditional silk fabrics and saris known as Kanchivaram. As India's major manufacturer of the automobile industry, more specifically 60% of automobile exports, Chennai is the natural venue for motorsport enthusiasts and the JK Tyre National Racing Championship. Steeped in history, now let's head over to the track.
And this is the venue for the third round of the JK Tyre National Racing Championship. Reaching its 14th successive edition, the championship has now reached the halfway mark of the season. So, let the races begin.
Yes, and it's going to be an action-packed race weekend with the Super Saloons, the Formula LGBs, the IJTC, and of course the showcase category, the Polo R Cup, coming up.
Vishnu Prasad has aptly demonstrated that he is the driver to beat in the Volkswagen JK Tyre Polo R Cup, with 20 of the best drivers in the country handpicked for this race.
Out of these 20 drivers, it's Vishnu Prasad who's proving to be the man to beat. He's got a 33-point lead over Mehir Dharkar as we head into the business end of the competition. The action now shifts from Coimbatore to Chennai, the MMST at Sri Perumbudur. It's a quick track, but there's rain that's come down and it could be quite a handful for the drivers. As we've got Vishnu Prasad who starts off this race on pole position. This Chennai lad has done exceedingly well. Abdumbar Hede of Goa is starting off on P2 and he is another talented youngster to have come through the ranks. There's Mehir Dharkar who's second in the standings overall, in third place as far as the first race of round 3 is concerned. Ajay Kinney gets his first outing in the Polo R Cup. There's Rahil Nurani on P5 right behind him, and right behind Rahil of course is Prateek Dalal.
Yes, if you look just at the rest of the drivers, it's quite interesting. You've got Michael there, a Dutch female, joining Alicia Abdullah as well, and you've got Natasha from Malaysia. So 3 women, not to forget some of the Delhi boys as well as we get started with this. A nice little crowd building up for the Polo Cup.
Absolutely, there's 7 Mumbai drivers on the grid for this Polo R Cup race. In the commentary position, I'm Raman Bhalot, with me is Mayanti Langer. The drivers head off down the track. A good start for Vishnu Prasad. I just get a feeling here Abdumbar Hede has not been the quickest off the blocks as we see the cars come around C1 into C2. Now the corners, that's what these guys have got to be really careful about, Mayanti.
It's not just the corners, you mentioned the weather there, Raman. You can see those pools along the side, and the drivers are going to have little difficulty as we can see.
Absolutely, that's Maiken from Denmark, one of the other drivers, but oh, we got another driver going off the track. That's Swamatya Ryan, who's just not been able to control his car as he came out of that tight left-hand corner. Just couldn't control the steering at all, went off. But luckily, no harm done. He's rejoining the race. But the lead really now opening up. Vishnu Prasad has done very well. Oh, another incident in the meantime. What's happening here? I think Maiken of Denmark just needs to get used to the roads in Chennai.
That's right, just bumping there Aditya Pawar, didn't she? But it seems to be a little difficult with these sort of conditions. The cars seem to be losing control a lot easier than...
Absolutely. Pawar, did you say? Well, he's from Mumbai. You figure out the rest. At the moment, we'll rejoin the race action. It's still Vishnu Prasad in the lead as we see. Well, he's doing very well indeed, and he's not really being challenged, so he doesn't really need to push the car, Mayanti. and in these conditions, that's so very ideal.
These drivers, I mean, they've been participating in this Polo Cup for a while now, Raman. They know how to handle the conditions, more specifically handle the car. So, safety first for them as always.
Absolutely, no two ways about it. Remember, 10 laps are what these guys are doing, and 3.7 kilometers, that is the distance on each lap. So that's how it's going to go in this Polo R Cup race. Little action in the mid-pack at the moment. There we see car number 21 whiz by. That, of course, is Angad Singh Matharu from Chandigarh, one of the drivers who's coming from North India to take part in this race.
Very few of them, a couple of, 2 or 3 boys from Delhi as well, but it seems to be dominated by the West, quite a few from Mumbai and one from Goa as well.
I think that's a heartening sign because you're racing in Chennai. Generally, it's drivers from down south that you see in action. More often than about 20 drivers. You have about 17. But look at that. Oh, as we speak, late braking. And who's gone off? I think that's very, very nasty indeed. Car number 18, Varun Das from Mumbai, just braking too late. And I just do hope that he's all right. Well, you got the safety crew right there trying to make sure that they can get the car upright. Once again, good to see the driver walk out, and I think that's really a credit goes to the safety standards that they put in place. But the safety cars come out on the track as well. And now with just 2 laps to go, the safety car goes off, and it's back to racing again.
Back to racing, things are picked up a little bit, as you can tell, because the drivers are not so cautious anymore given these conditions. I think perhaps you've seen the worst of what we could have.
Absolutely, let's hope it stays that way. Remember, a couple of corners are the real risk because you've got oil slick on the track, you've got water on the track as well, and that really doesn't make for great grip for the tyres. So you've got to be a tad careful, not throw your car into the corners as you come around the bend. But talking about that, Vishnu Prasad is having a fantastic race. He's going to take the checkered flag and notch up another win.
That's right, picture perfect for him. Ajay Kini just behind, and Rahul Nurani finishes off that triumvirate there at the top.
Absolutely, started 4th with Kinney, and he's done well to finish on the podium.
I saw Ajay right behind me, and my only intention was, I said 2 laps to go. I have to hold him out somehow, and I got a little bit of lead as soon as the safety car went in. So looking more at the back than I was at the front. So it was really tough race.
This was my first race in the wet in the Polo Cup. Others like Vishnu and everybody, they've got experience in the wet, and driving in the wet was a little difficult for me, and just getting used to driving the wet. But second is the best I could do, and I missed my first round, so I have to get as many points as possible. So my intention was podium, and I'm very happy with my performance.
Distribution over here, that's Dr. John Chaku who's giving away the prizes, the president of Volkswagen India. Look who's got a big smile on his face, Raman.
That's not me, it's Ajay Kini who's come in second with a good win. Handy result here for Vishnu Prasad. He takes home a check of 40,000 rupees. Also on the podium with a 3rd place finish, Rahul Nurani.
So the celebrations are underway, but there are more prizes to be won over here. Coming up next is going to be the Super Saloon category. Make sure you stay with us.